we're going to be going from this shot to this beautiful music video set. We're going to be taking this ugly looking space, this plain blank wall, and converting it into an awesome music video set. The first thing we want to do when setting up the lighting for a set is to figure out where our camera is going to be and what's all going to be in frame. Now I have my camera set up already, and it's set up in such a way that it's just the white wall that's in frame. That's how I'm going to be shooting this music video. This will enable us to make sure that any lights that we don't want in the frame, which in this case is going to be all of them, aren't in the frame. I'm going for a bit more of a stylized look in this project, so you might like that, you might not, but that's what we're going for. The first thing to do when setting up a lighting setup, after you have your camera framed, that is to set up your key light. For a key light, I'm going to be using the Neewer CB300. Let's get this thing working. I have the Neewer CB300 set up. It's at about a 45-degree angle, set up about 45 degrees. You can see it looks terrible though. For one, it's set way too bright, and two, there's no softbox on it. Right now I'm getting this very harsh light. Let me just turn that down. That's a little better, but it's still like this spotlight beam of light that looks very harsh and, may I say it, not really flattering at all. Also, you'll notice that the room lights here are a different color temperature than my key light, and that's giving us a weird color contrast. So I'm going to turn off my other room lights. Now I've turned off all the room lights and shut the blinds so that it's just this key light lighting this room. We've taken care of the color temperature issue. We still have the harsh light issue. So let me turn some room lights back on just so we can see. I'm going to put a softbox on, and we'll go from this to this. This is a softbox, and its one job is to take the tiny light source from this cob light and turn it into a giant diffuse light source, which will make a much softer look on the subject, in this case me. I'm also going to add this honeycomb grid to it. This is going to let me control the direction of my light and keep it from spilling on the background quite so much. To put on the softbox, I'm going to have to take off the reflector. And now I have me a softbox. The only problem is that it is in the frame, and the other problem is that it diffuses the light pretty dramatically, so I'm going to need to boost the power on this thing. Let's pull it out of frame first. This is why you always frame your camera first. That way you know exactly where you need to place your lights. I'm going to lift this up just a little higher and change the angle slightly and crank the power. Let's turn off the room lights and see how that looks. And just like that, we're looking significantly better. Is it amazing? Maybe, maybe not, depending on the look you're going for. The next thing that I'm going to do is to add a backlight or rim light or hair light or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to add that at the opposite angle as my key light. So I have my key light positioned about 45 degrees, just a bit higher than me, and then my backlight is going to be 180 degrees from my key light, just hidden by the corner of that wall. I'm not sure what I'm doing for colors yet. That's a pretty reddish, orangish look. I'm not sure if I like that or not, but that's what we're at now. I'm thinking I might change it to more of a blue. That's sort of a blue-green look. Now it's maybe a bit on the bright side. I'm gonna just tone that back a little bit. It's hard to tell because I'm pretty far away from my camera, but from what I can see here at least, it's looking decent, better than it was. Let's throw some light on this background yet and see what we can do. I've got another RGB light here on a stand. I'm going to shine this against the backdrop here and see if we can add a bit of color to that backdrop. All right, well that certainly adds some color. Is that the color I was going for? I'm not sure. I guess it's set to kind of a purple-ish pink. What I think I might do is change this to the opposite color of this kind of teal green. So if you look at one of those HSL wheels, those color picker wheels, or just a color wheel in general, I suppose, and look at colors that are across from each other, often those look nice together. In fact, I would say always those look nice together. the complementary colors, I think they might be called. So the opposite of this kind of tealish blue is going to be some sort of orange. So let's give that a shot. Well, that is orange, all right. It's a bit much, is what I'm thinking. I'm going to see if I can dial that back a little bit. All right, I've dialed that orange back a little bit, went for a bit more of a yellowish orange as opposed to a red orange, and from a distance, I'm liking that. I'm looking at my camera monitor here. I'll need to go and take that back into the editing room and see what that actually looks like when I start throwing a grade on that, but that's getting me in the ballpark at least. From here is just going to be a matter of a whole bunch of fine tunes, but you can see that we've come a long way since this. Now, if you are serious about making your own DIY music videos from home on a budget, then I have a free step-by-step guide which will walk you through how to record and how to film your own music video. And if you're really serious about doing this, then I have made DIY Music Video Bootcamp. DIY Music Video Bootcamp is designed just for beginners like you who are interested in filming their own DIY music videos from home on a budget. It will walk you through exactly how to set up your song and plan an idea for your music video, then how to set up your camera, how to set up your lighting, and everything in an ideal way for music videos, and then of course how to edit and distribute your music video. So you can check that out in the description.